Hello lovely people out there, this is your Star Guide Nikita and welcome back to Nikki's Star Guide YouTube channel. As always, if you are new to the channel then please consider subscribing and hit that bell icon so that you will always get notified whenever I upload a new astrology video. So in continuation with our yearly horoscope analysis series, today we are going to talk about the yearly horoscope analysis or the yearly predictions for the zodiac sign, that is moon sign and ascendant sign of the Taurus natives. So without any further ado, let's get started and analyze how the year 2021, the remaining part of this year, can be fruitful for all the Taurus natives. So whenever we have to analyze what type of major events can take place in a person's life during a year of time period, then we must consider the transit of outer planets, that is Saturn and Jupiter, as Saturn stays in one sign for about 2.5 years of time period, whereas Jupiter stays in one sign for about a year of time. So taking their transit and their natal placement in our individual chart and what type of what houses do they rule in a chart becomes necessary. Apart from these two giant planets, we also must take a look at the transit of shadow planets, that is Rahu and Ketu, as Rahu and Ketu stay in one sign for about 1.5 years of time. So let's see how these major transits are going to impact the Taurus natives. For the Taurus ascendant and moon sign natives, Saturn becomes the Yogaraka planet for your horoscope, as Saturn rules the 9th house and the 10th house of your horoscope, one Kendra and one trine house. So throughout this year and actually for 1.5 years of time, Saturn is transiting through the 9th house of luck and fortune, and it has made you realistic more than ever before. Of course, Taurus natives are already realistic in their approach and they are hardworking, but this Saturn's transit in the 9th house is acting like cherry on the top of cake, as it is making you more realistic. It is shifting your perspective towards becoming more dedicated and consistent in your efforts, as Saturn, when it comes to 9th house, it doesn't give you any luck or fortune just because it makes you work really hard towards bringing fortune in your life, or you might not even feel extremely fortunate during this time unless and until you are an humble human being, your approach is sensible and humble. Then this Saturn will help you gain a lot of progress and authority and reputation slow and steadily. And as Saturn being the 10th lord transiting through the 9th house, it has surely brought many changes in your career, or there can be change in your job profile, or this is possible that there can be breaks in the career, or there can be frequent travel to reach to the place of work, and it is accompanied by hectic work schedule too. So for Taurus natives, this is the time to work really hard on your dreams and desires. Saturn in 9th house might make a lot of you feel less optimistic in life, because remember, 9th house is originally governed by the sign of Sagittarius, which is ruled by Jupiter, and Jupiter and sign of Sagittarius is all about optimism. So in Taurus natives case, the 9th house is ruled by Capricorn sign, which is all about sheer hard work and dedicated efforts and working in sync with our reputation in the public, right? So Saturn being here, it is actually helping you enhance your public image, reputation with the help of your good deeds and dedicated efforts. So Taurus natives, I would like to tell you all that just go with the flow right now. It's a great time to explore a lot in your career. You might change your job profile during this time. There is a need to learn something new at the place of work during this time. So don't hesitate, don't remain in one box and think outside the box. Okay, you might not be able to do everything out of the box, but you can at least deal with the current situations and scenarios and people and things with a different perspective. So this will help you a lot, I believe. And Saturn being the 9th lord in the 9th house, you have to be a bit careful about your father's health, and this is the time when you have to approach your father or gurus in a structured manner. You cannot vent it out in front of them. You have to follow a disciplined path, and those who are studying PhD or masters or any type of career where you are dealing with the government authorities or even bosses at your place of work, then during this time make sure that you are being really systematic in your approach while dealing with them, because Saturn in the 9th house, being 9th lord, will surely demand a lot of respect and respectful conduct towards your authorities. So this will also help you enhance the fruits of this Saturn. Also, Jupiter rules the 8th house and the 12th house of your horoscope, and till 6th of April 2021, Jupiter is going to be transiting through the 9th house of your horoscope along with this Saturn. So till 6th of April 2021, this Jupiter is going to be transiting through the 9th house, and it shows that there can be some advancement or some attainment of position of authority or increment at the place of work, as Jupiter is the 11th lord in the 9th house with the 9th lord. So with the help of hard work and sheer dedicated efforts and consistency, you can attain the much needed advancement at the place of work. But as it's the Jivakaraka planet and it's getting impacted or severely afflicted by Saturn in the 9th house, and this is the sign of debilitation too for the Jupiter, and Jupiter being the Jivakaraka, again I must say that there could have been some issues regarding father's health, or make sure that you don't get into any conflicts with guru kind of people. And once this Jupiter moves into the 11th house of Pisces, and even the Saturn moves into the 10th house, you will get much more clarity when it comes to the terms of career and increment. Okay, so till then I would suggest Taurus natives to keep going with the ride, keep giving your best efforts, and let your Yokaraka planet, the Bhagyadipati Saturn, give you the best possible results as per your hard work. So when this Jupiter moves into the 10th house, it is going to be a favorable time to become a bit experimentative with creating new resources of income. So I would suggest all Taurus ascendant and moon sign natives to think outside the box of in what many ways you can generate the income. Okay, and especially Jupiter's transit in the nakshatra Shatabhisha, that is Rahu's nakshatra, can be a fruitful one for all the Taurus natives, as Rahu is transiting through the ascendant, and this will be in Kendra to this transiting Jupiter. Also, Jupiter's transit in the 10th house is not considered extremely favorable as per our sages. But if we have to take a look at the Jupiter's aspect, then Jupiter will aspect the Artha houses, that is 2nd house and 6th house. So your main focus this year is going to be on the Artha. You are going to be putting your best efforts in career, and this Jupiter in the 10th house can surely help you attain that long pending increment in your income. So by that means this Jupiter can be favorable, and especially if you are working in some kind of research field, scientific field, technology, IT sector, or occult, or PhD masters, or you belong to doctor professions, then this transit can be extremely helpful. Also a lot of engineering fields too, or management fields as well. So apart from these things, this Jupiter's effect will be majorly dependent upon the natal horoscope placements that you have and the current dasha that you are running into. So that will help in altering the results of this Jupiter in the 10th house of your horoscope. Apart from these planetary transits, when it comes to analyzing the transit of Rahu and Ketu, then Rahu, being the co-ruler of the 10th house of your horoscope, will be transiting through the 1st house throughout the year, whereas Ketu, being the co-ruler of the 7th house, will be transiting through the 7th house of your horoscope. So this year, Taurus natives, you are going to treat your karma as your pest guru, and if you do so, then there will be a lot more prosperity, and manifestation will become a lot more easier. So be choosy in what you want to manifest this year, what type of wishes and ambitions you are having this year, because Rahu in 1st house is already making you a lot more ambitious than before. If it comes to analyzing from the Lagna, then this Rahu in the first house of your ascendant can bring a lot of positive changes in your personality. You will become more extroverted and positive, and you will take bold steps in changing those things that you are not liking in your personality or life. Whereas when it comes to analyzing from moon sign, then this Rahu can make you more obsessive, or though Rahu is in good dignity, so this Rahu is surely going to make all the Taurus natives more ambitious and focused towards their career, towards their own dreams, ambitions and desires. And we also have to understand that Jupiter is transiting through the 10th house, so being the 8th lord and the 11th lord, so there can be sudden gains or long pending desires about their increment can get fulfilled during this time. But also make sure that you are not spending too much of wealth too soon, as it's 8th lord. So Aquarius is also the 11th house sign, and Jupiter rules the 11th house, which is going 12 places away. So you just have to be careful about not spending too much of wealth too soon. Also this Rahu in the first house will increase your ambitions, as I told. At the same time, you would love to spend a lot of lavish time, and you would love to try out new different cuisines during this time. Enjoyment with family will be a major focus during this time, as Taurus is the original second house of the Kalpurush Kundali. And when it comes to understanding the transit of Ketu, then Ketu is the 7th house co-ruler, and it will be transiting through the 7th house. So this year you will get to learn a lot with about partnerships, and you will get rid of the unnecessary partnerships and attachments. You will leave them. Okay, so there is a need to maintain a soul to soul spiritual connection or mind to mind connection with your spouse during this time, as well as your business partners. And don't take anyone for granted. Continue having an open conversation with them, so that it will help you in gaining more clarity and maintaining balance and harmony when it comes to your career and home life. So this is it for all the Taurus natives. I wish you all the very best, and may you have an year full of impactful advancement, growth, with your 9th lord in 9th house and Jupiter coming to the 10th house. And may you set realistic ambitions for yourself, and may you attain those all. So we will meet in the next video. Till then, take care. Bye bye.